applications of these truths that we believe. And I think if we got a hold of them, if we just stopped here this morning and sat and thought about what I've just said to you, and really meditated upon it, we would go out of here the better for it. We would go out of here that little bit different, that little bit stronger, walking that little bit taller. Our faces would be that little less crooked. We would be happy. We would live out of a joy and a strength and a hope and a peace, because somebody thinks we're special. Somebody wants to have a relationship with us. I don't know about you, but now when I was a young man growing up, even if I didn't particularly fancy her, even if I didn't particularly want to go out with her, it felt good to know there was a girl who wanted to go out with me. And there were lots of them. No, do you mean, it feels good, doesn't it, girls and boys? When somebody wants to go out with you. You feel like, well, at least I'm fanciable. I'm noticeable. There's a good feeling. That's a little inkling of what it would feel like if you could get a hold of that fact that God wants you for himself, wants that relationship with you. We're going to get into the mission. Let me just ask you a question, and I'll ask you this question at the end again, but just listen to the question and try and remember it. How many of you believe that 1 + 2 = 3? Okay, there's no mathematically challenged people among us. Right. I'm a bit nervous about this stand, but here we go. I'm also going to throw another half thought out at you here that I was thinking about before I came in. Educationists will tell you there is a subtle but very important difference between studying to know and learning in order to do. They will tell you there's a very subtle and powerful difference between studying to know and learning in order to do. And I'm going to say something to you this morning. This book was not given to us to study in order to know. It was written so that we would learn from it how to do. Okay? Eugene Peterson, one of my favorite writers and favorite spiritual directors, came out with a comment which still resonates with me. He said, one of the devil's greatest ploys to neutralize the church is to get them to study the Bible too much. To get them to study the Bible too much and to do it very little. Okay, I said to you last week, if you remember, that God is not gathering a group of individuals together to worship him. There is no indication in that book that God is simply about the business of gathering a group of individuals to worship him, but that God is about gathering a people unto himself. God is about the business of creating a community in order to transform the community that exists outside. Has anybody thought about that this week? He is gathering a people unto himself. You are being called not simply into a relationship with Jesus, you are being called into a relationship with his people. You are being called into a relationship with his nation. You are being called into a relationship with his priesthood. You are being called into a relationship with his kingdom, with his family. That's what the books in the library tell us. That's what Jesus was at. That when you become a believer in Jesus Christ, you are given the right to become a child of God, to become a member of a group, of a family. You are coming into a relationship with his people as well as with him. I'm saying that because so much of what passes for Christianity these days is about me and Jesus, about me and God and my relationship, and privatized spirituality and privatized religion and privatized Christianity. The words in the library tell us that it is about being part of something bigger than ourselves. Something far more important than simply my relationship with God. That God is about transforming the creation. And that he is calling you into that work to partner him with it.